Thunder rolls. Hey guys, I'm Chris Norwood, and I'm on a journey to hear every song ever recorded. And today, I'm going to be ranking the studio albums by famous country singer Garth Brooks. He's made some money from his music. And today we're going to be talking about the 14 studio albums by this guy. There's a lot to go through. I grew up on hearing a lot of his songs in elementary school in particular, and a little bit afterwards as well. But he's been going strong since '89. He really has not slowed down too much. I mean, in the 2010s and 20s, his output has been a little bit spaced out compared to his 90s insanity of just churning out album after album after album after album. But he's got some pretty good material here. Really, the only terrible stuff is not terrible for the sake of the music, but it's terrible for what it's maybe. How do I put it? I don't like Christmas music. I try, because I'm on a journey to hear every song ever recorded, and I try to give Christmas albums a chance. But I'm telling you guys right now, Christmas music albums are my least favorite thing in the music world. I'm a music geek. That's what this channel is all about. I cannot stand Christmas albums. There's only a few. There's only maybe, and I'm not even going to talk about it here because this is a country video, but there's only maybe 2 rock and roll Christmas albums that I can tolerate, and I still don't ever want to hear them. Well, let's just jump into, we got to get through these bad ones. There's not too many. Garth Brooks is a pretty darn good artist, and out of 14 albums, it does look like there's maybe 3 that are just bad. They're Christmas albums. And then from there, it's not too bad. So I'm not going to be knocking Garth Brooks too much here. But let's just jump into the albums. Please, before we get into it, if you would please hit the subscribe button, share the video, and all that stuff. It really helps my channel out a whole lot. And I just hit, I think, 20,000 views total, including videos that I'd taken down. Anyway, enough of that babble. So, looking at the list of his albums, there's a little bit of discrepancy on Wikipedia about how many records he has. There's several albums where it says this is his 6th, this is his 6th, this one's his 8th, this one's his 8th. So, I'm not sure where these horrible Christmas albums fit in. But let's just jump in. Doesn't matter. The worst thing Garth Brooks has ever done is this atrocity. Christmas Together. I don't even want to talk about it. Coming in next is going to be Beyond the Season. Recorded at Jack's Tracks Recording Studio. It's a country Christmas album that thankfully doesn't hit the 34-minute mark. And went triple platinum. Sold 3 million copies, and I don't want to talk about it. So bad. It's so bad. It's so long. This is one of the easiest Garth Brooks albums to find. I think it's actually available without handing Garth Brooks your hard-earned money. Garth Brooks and the Magic of Christmas. I don't want to talk about it. Oh, I'm glad. We're out of the bad stuff now. That's going to be... I didn't even want to hate on him too much. I was scared he may sue me. We're out of the horrific stuff. Yikes. Christmas albums, bad. Garth Brooks, pretty good. So now we are in his first kind of, the first and worst actual studio record that's not a holiday thingy. And coming in the worst, it actually says that this album is country pop / pop rock. And it had the singles People Loving People and Mom. It's going to be Man Garth Brooks Against Machine. Man Against Machine. This one's not too bad. A lot of outside songwriters as usual. Who do we have? We got a pretty decent band lineup here. Nothing spectacular. Again, I think it's his worst outside of the Christmas albums, but you know, I wasn't torturing myself when I listened to it, so that's good. Coming in next is going to be his 2016, late 2016, Gunslinger. And I will talk about this one a little bit. Baby, Let's Lay Down and Dance. Ooh. And Ask Me How I Know. Pretty good singles. Right in the middle, Whiskey to Wine featuring his wife, Trisha Yearwood. Bang Bang! Cowboys and Friends. It's a very listenable 2016 country record, where in an era where maybe I'm not listening to so much country, but it's a pretty fun listen nonetheless. Not too shabby for an album that's coming in so low on my ranking. I am fairly sure that this next album is one of the reasons about the discrepancies and how many studio albums that Chris Brooks has. But this is Garth Gaines and the Life of Chris Brooks. I'm kidding. Don't correct me in the comments. I was kidding. It was funny because I mixed up Garth Brooks in the Life of Chris Gaines. Is it a studio album by Garth Brooks? Is it Once and Done by Chris Gaines? I actually didn't mind this album. I do mind that you have to pay $60 to hear it now. But other than that, I don't want to talk about it. I like it. It's pretty darn good. I wanted to listen to it tonight, but I couldn't because I don't have $60. So, actually, tonight I tracked down some streamable Garth Brooks music on Amazon, and his new album, Fun. I've been meaning to listen to it for a while, and it's pretty darn good. I really like it a lot. It's actually a lot more listenable than his last several albums. I really am pleasantly surprised just earlier tonight with Fun, enough to put it in this category a little bit better than Chris Gaines from what I remember of Chris Gaines, because I can't afford it. So now it's kind of right in the middle for me. Fun. I haven't had a lot of time to live with it, but it's a fun record. I really like it a lot, and I'm happy to hear that not all of his new albums are ranking so incredibly low, like maybe Man Against the Machine and Gunslinger. Now we're into the good stuff, so yeah. Now we're going to be talking about Sevens. And what do we got here? This came out in 1997. Had a lot of singles, 5 singles. Track listing has Long Neck Bottle. Oh yeah, that's why I like this one. Long Neck Bottle, 2 Pina Coladas, and In Another's Eyes are pretty good. The deep cuts, not really grabbing me on this one, but they're not bad. They're pretty darn good. Deep cuts, if you ask me. On the plow, playing on the Scarecrow album is coming in next. This came out in 2001. Oh man, I remember this one. Came out a couple days before my birthday, 2001. I was a junior in high school. Wrapped Up in You. That one was a great single. He was sitting on the porch playing chess with some old people, and pretty darn good. pretty darn good. Got a really harsh rating from Robert Christgau. But I absolutely am in love with the tracks on this album. They had a theme from the movie Frequency, but I'm just Wrapped Up in You just really makes the album. Coming in next is going to be Fresh Horses, released November 21st, 1995. What's my dog? Buddy, what are you doing? He's playing with his food again. She's every woman. I was just reading about I'm Every Woman from, the original. Let's see, yeah, She's Every Woman. Kind of a. Things I like the best about Fresh Horses are how fresh their meat is. I'm in a weird mood tonight. So this album has a lot of singles: The Fever, The Beaches of Cheyenne, The Change. I am not familiar with It's Midnight Cinderella. I don't remember that one. And That'll Win. I don't remember that too. But The Change, The Beaches of Cheyenne, that was just a huge part of my childhood, being driven around by my mom and grandfather when we would go out to eat every Sunday. That song, The Beaches of Cheyenne. Coming in next is going to be Black and White. The Chase Tonight is coming in next tonight. Came out in 92, Jack's Track Studio again. We Shall Be Free was a song that kind of grew on me after a while. It's kind of a cool song. Garth Brooks writing a lot of the tracks on this one. Somewhere Other Than the Night is a good single. Walking After Midnight is okay. Learning to Live Again, that summer. I like it. I like it a lot. You got two pretty good songs on The Chase. Now we're in the 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in the top 4. Top 4 Garth Brooks albums. This is where it gets really flippin' good. In country music, you just don't say the F word. No, in country music, you just don't say the F word. It's not even a Garth Brooks song, but it just felt right to sing that. We've come a long way, but it's best if that one's not heard. Oh, we've had some zen. We don't say, we say why, yes ma'am, in country. Guys, coming in next is going to be Ropin' the Wind. Rodeo, What She's Doing Now, Papa Loved Mama, and Shameless were the singles from this one. And Papa Loved Mama was just a really fun story song. It's just really, again, like The Beaches of Cheyenne, it was just such a huge part of my growing up in the 90s. And I'll never forget it. Thank you, Garth. This is where my list got really challenging for me. Because my top 3, we're now in the top 3, guys. Top 3. We're in the top 3 Garth Brooks albums, and I just, it was darn near a tie. I had to really think about each and every song because they're all kind of ranked the same for me. But I can't do a tie. I can't do that to you guys. I can't do a tie to you guys. I can't eat French fries. I can. Buys. What am I talking about? So, without further ado, I guess we'll do some more ado. No, let's not do more ado. The next Garth Brooks album is going to have to be his debut. I'm so sorry. It's good. It's really good. It's like I said, it was darn near a tie. But if tomorrow never comes and much too young to feel this bleeping old. That's how I feel at 35. The Dance. I would have missed the dance. So good. Again, just childhood memories. Wow. And even adult memories of I always end up with people. I always end up dating or marrying people that like Garth Brooks. And yeah. Coming in second place. We're at the top two, guys. Going to be In Pieces. Released August 31st, 1993 at Jack's Tracks Recording Studios. Again, it's a pure country record, 37 minutes and 43 seconds long on Liberty Label Record Company, produced by Allen Records. With 6 singles: Ain't Going Down Till the Sun Comes Up, American Honky Tonk Bar Association, which I really like the parodies of by some other artists, Standing Outside the Fire, One Night a Day, one that I'm not real familiar with, Callin' Baton Rouge, and the Red Strokes. I'm not real familiar with that one either. I did listen to them. But for me, all of this is a really solid album front to back. But that opening track in Standing Outside the Fire, oh my goodness. Oh man. This is just such a powerful song. The video, just crazy good. The Standing Outside the Fire was co-written by Garth Brooks. Reached number 3 on the country Billboard charts, top 30 on the UK, and which is an unusual feat. There's the single, pretty cool. I've never seen that. Ooh. Really tacky red and black covers. What is this song about? It's a song of inspiration. Life is not tried if it's merely survived. If you're standing outside the fire. And actually, you know what, guys? I've been inspired just now. I was going to start crying. I was going to start talking about the song some more. But instead, I'm going to give you guys a live acoustic performance recorded on YouTube. So there's that. We've got one more. We've got one album that's better than In Pieces. Have you guys figured it out yet? The greatest Garth Brooks album of all time. The greatest Garth Brooks album of all time, released August 27th, 1990, is going to be No Fences. It's the sophomore release by famous country singer, solo artist, multi-personalityist, Garth Brooks. And this album has the singles Friends in Low Places, Unanswered Prayers, Two of a Kind Working on a Full House, The Thunder Rolls, and Wild Horses. The ones that I am the most familiar with are Friends in Low Places, Unanswered Prayers, and Thunder Rolls. 3 of the greatest Garth Brooks songs of all time. The only song that comes close is Standing Outside the Fire. Standing outside the fire. So Friends in Low Places, I remember, I would have been in first grade when this song first hit. And I think it got played long after that because, I was in middle school and we were hearing this on the drive to middle school. I guess before I started listening to rock radio, which was in the end of my first middle school year. So, but yeah, Friends in Low Places. I remember hearing that live version with the obscenities in it and the screaming of the live version of Friends in Low Places. That's the only live version of a country song that's better than the studio version that I know of. I'm more of a rock and roll guy, but man, Friends in Low Places, wow, 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 wow. And Unanswered Prayers and The Thunder Rolls, arguably some of the greatest country songs of all time, and Space and Coffee. I've got friends in low place. Man, I want to play all these on my guitar. What are you guys' rankings of the Garth Brooks albums? I know a lot of people think that the country fans are not as enthused about their music as rock and roll fans, but I like to think that all music is just fantastic. So let me know in the comments what you think after you like and subscribe and share, and check out my Facebook group, Every Song Ever. You could be the very first member of my group because it's so unsuccessful right now. But yeah, No Fences from 1990, hands down the best Garth Brooks record. Now let's transition into performing. Where's my acoustic guitar? I got my electric ones over here. I guess it's, my acoustic guitar is in the studio. I gotta go get it. I'll be right back. And I wanted to do Unanswered Prayers, and I can play it, but man, it's vocally a little bit challenging. I'm gonna try my crappy capo. I think that might be sounding good. We call them cool, those hearts who have no scars to show, the ones who never can let go, and risk the tables being turned. Is Garth gonna sue me? I don't want to get sued. I can't afford to get sued by Garth Brooks. We call them fools who have to dance within the flame, who chance the sorrow and the shame that always comes with getting burned. But you got to be tough when consumed by desire, 'cause it's not enough just to stand outside the fire. We call them strong, those who can face this world alone, who seem to get by on their own, those who will never take the fall. Oh man, I love this song. We call them weak, who are unable to resist the slightest chance that love exists, and to save them. Giving, walking away, if it's just not living, if you stand outside the fire, standing outside the fire, standing outside the fire. Life is not tried, it's just merely survived if you're standing outside the fire. There's this love that is burning deep in my soul, constantly yearning to get out of control, wanting to fly higher and higher. I can't abide standing outside the fire, standing outside the fire, standing outside the fire. Life is not tried if it's merely survived. If you stand outside the fire, standing outside the fire, standing outside the fire. Life is not tried if it's merely survived. You're standing outside the fire, standing outside the fire, standing outside the fire. Life is not tried if it's merely survived. If you're standing outside the fire, standing outside the fire, standing outside the fire. Life is not tried, it's merely survived. If you're standing outside the fire. Oh, I got my voice warmed up. Capo's off. If you're still here, I'm sorry. Just the other night at a hometown football game, my wife and I ran into my old high school flame. She introduced the past came back to me, and I couldn't help but think of the way things used to be. She was the one that I wanted for all time. Each night I spent praying that God would make her mine. And if He'd only grant me this wish and wish back when never will anything again except my dog to stop barking. Oh, anything again, anything again, anything again, anything again. Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. Remember when you're talking to the man upstairs, to the man upstairs. Because he doesn't answer doesn't mean he don't care. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers. She wasn't quite the angel that I remembered in my dreams. I could tell the time had changed me. In her eyes too it seemed. They tried to talk about the old days, but there wasn't much we could recall. I guess the good Lord knows what He's doing after all. She walked away. I looked into my wife, and then I thanked the good Lord for the gifts in my life. Sometimes I thank God for unanswered prayers. Remember when you're talking to the man What other, Papa loved Mama guitar chords. Yeah, let's just get all kinds of copyright strikes. What are tabs? Papa drove a truck nearly all his life. You know it drove Mama crazy being a trucker's wife. The part she couldn't handle being all alone. Guess she needed more than holding a telephone. Papa called Mama each and every night just to ask her if she was and the kids were alright. Mama will wait for that call to come in. And when Daddy comes in, they come again. Ooh, this song is weird. Mama was a looker, Lord how she shined. Papa was a good but jealous kind. Mama loved Mama, Mama loved him. Mama's in the grave and Papa's in the bed. Well, it was bound to happen, and one night it did. Papa came home, it was just us kids. He had another roses and a bottle of wine. He was looking to the front of it fine. I heard him crying for Mama up and down the hall. Then I heard a bottle breaker against the bottle wall. Then the brother said it made a very sound. So Papa found up and teared it in the ground. Oh, what's he gonna do? Well, picture the newspaper showing the secret wheel. The Papa ring buried in the local hotel. The turn said he fell around the recreation. He never hit the break there and shit here. Mama was a good Lord at the time. Papa was a good brother, jealous guy. Mama loved Mama, Mama loved me. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the bed. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the bed. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the bed. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the bed. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the bed. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the bed. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the bed. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the bed. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the bed. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the bed. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the bed. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the bed. I'm still not hungry, looking at the mileage on this bright advertisement. I think I did a really good job on this Garth Brooks video. You gotta tell me something else in the comments, yo. This is how a really unique artist does YouTube. Put me on, put me on, put me on the show. I'm going off the script, you know. Anybody watch my video? I worked real hard on this. You will call it something like E1. Rebel 8, O-R-D, great. Satisfaction in the chair. Where's my son staring? It's creep, 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 creep. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the pen. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the pen. Mama's in the grave, and Papa's in the pen. Mama's in the graveyard again. Papa's in the graveyard, Papa's in the graveyard. Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the graveyard. Now we're all in the graveyard. Mourning them. Now everyone's in the graveyard. Mourning forever, family. Good night forever, probably, probably. Mama's in the grave, mama's in the bed, mama's in the grave, mama's in the bed, mama's in the grave, mama's in the grave, mama's in the bed, mama's in the graveyard, mama's in the graveyard, papa's in the pen. Mama's in the grave, all papa's in the pen. I heard you coming round all the way across town. You've been searching for that someone, and it's me out on the prowl. As you sit around feeling sorry for yourself, don't get lonely now, and dry your crying eyes. I'm just roaming for the moment, sleeps in my backyard, so don't get so uptight. You've been thinking about getting invited to my fire pit. Mama's in the graveyard, papa's in the pen. Mama's in the graveyard, papa's in the pen, 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 pen. Wow, you're unforgiven too. Mama's in the graveyard, papa's in the pen. 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 Are you ready to wrap this up? We're getting ready to wrap this up. How do you play an E5, a B5, or an E7? I don't know, I remember clearly. Nobody taught me that in heaven. Mama's in the graveyard, papa's in the pen. Mama's in the graveyard, papa's in the pen. Mama's in the graveyard, papa's in the pen. Mama's in the graveyard. song to end. Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the pen. Mama's in the graveyard, Papa's in the pen. No.